At Plugable, we take the concept of the hybrid office pretty seriously, and that probably isn't all that surprising considering we are one of the leading producers of docking stations designed specifically for hot desking and hoteling. So what is hot desking and why should you care? Well, the what is easy enough. Hot desking is the concept of an open office with unassigned seating. The idea is to set up a pool of desks, ideally all identical with a couple of monitors, keyboard, mouse, and a docking station. Now that any desk can be used by any employee, no matter what laptop they have, you get to the office, find a desk, plug in, and get to work. Simple in principle, but peppered with potential pitfalls when put into practice. We'll get to the why you should care in a minute. But first, what is hoteling? Well, despite the feeling of freedom some might expect from being unbound by a permanent desk address, most people find the idea of hunting for a workstation every morning to be somewhat daunting. Hoteling solves that, typically with a software solution, allowing employees to reserve a desk or work area in advance. Both of these concepts, hot desking and hoteling, are typically only used in hybrid offices, or offices where employees work from home part of the week and come to the office the other part of the week. Okay, so here it is. Why should you care about switching to a hybrid office? Well, the argument for going back to a full-time office is shrinking. In a recent survey commissioned by Plugable, 47% of respondents said they would prefer to work from home long-term, while another 43% favored a hybrid option. But employees aren't the only ones expressing an interest in change. According to a recent survey conducted by Cisco Systems, 58% of companies questioned said they had plans to adopt a hybrid work model with employees working from home at least 2 days a week. And with fewer people in the office at any given time, does it really make sense to keep all that space? On average, in the US, a company can expect to spend between $8 and $23 for every square foot of office space each month. And you can expect that price to go up with the size of your city. Rent in New York City, for instance, averages between $75 and $84 per square foot. Now consider the average workstation takes up between 60 and 110 square feet. Well, that's a lot of money to spend on floor that no one's standing on. Lately, we've seen a noticeable shift in companies setting up for a hybrid environment. So how do they make it work? Smaller companies are getting by with a simple hot desk solution. Just set up a few desks and folks can just pick any empty one and get to work. But as your employee count grows, so grows your need for a software-driven hoteling solution. However you set up your space, if people are sharing desks, you're going to need a very simple hardware solution. Each workstation should be identical and well-equipped. Our research shows the most productive arrangement is at least one additional monitor, an external mouse, and an external keyboard. You're going to want a simple one-plug solution to tie it all together, and that's where a hub or docking station comes in handy. When choosing a hub or docking station, consider the connections you're going to be working with. Start with the monitor. Is it HDMI, DisplayPort, or VGA? Just make sure your hub or dock has a complement of ports in the proper configuration. And if your employees have a mix of computers, make sure you pick a docking station that works for everyone, Mac and PC, USB-A and USB-C. We suggest a pluggable dual display docking station like the UD3900C. The great thing about this dock is it supports 2 displays, even if your computer only supports one, like the first generation M1 Max. It even remembers the preferred screen orientation for each computer. Head over to Plugable.com for more resources on setting up a hybrid office, and as always, if you have questions, let us know in the comments or email us at support@Plugable.com. We'll get you squared away.